Fellowship flagship program of the President's Young African Leadership Initiative saw 500 young African and Namibians also take part in American African Initiative programs. The overall goal of the program was to enhance leadership skills and create a platform for networking with other young leaders from sub-Saharan Africa and the United States of America. We're now joined by Beata, Shemuvalula and Rachel Kalipi from the 2014 Washington Fellowship. They will be sharing progress on the flagship program. Very good morning to you and welcome, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. You seem a bit excited. How was it, though? Can you share with us, how was it? Share with us the excitement. Rachel, perhaps you can start?
Well, I mean, this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to just be selected to be among the 500 young African leaders. It was a process. In Namibia, we were represented by 9 people, of which me and Beata were part of that. And we had other 494 from other African countries, which were selected from 50,000 people. So it was a worthwhile opportunity where we got really a lot of access to opportunities, mentorship, and networking.
Talk to us about the program itself, though. I mean, what kind of program is it?
Well, it is the Mandela Washington Fellowship, which is a flagship program by President Obama's Young African Leaders Initiative. So basically, it is a conglomeration of leadership training, skills development, capacity building, as well as collaborations and networking with young African leaders from sub-Saharan Africa, as well as leaders in the U.S. There were 3 tracks: business and entrepreneurship, which is what me and Rachel were both in, civic leadership, as well as public management. Okay,
so there's the 3 different areas that they're looking at.
Yes.
In terms of this, was it a worthwhile experience? I mean, you know, some people might say that it's just a nice little PR exercise by the American government.
Not at all, especially for young leaders that we are. Like I mentioned, the access that you get, I mean, firstly is access to networking, and it's not just networking with people in America, it's networking with fellow young African leaders also. I mean, it's building leadership and developing those leadership skills. All right.
Since you're talking about leadership skills, though, it's also one of the big things that everybody's talking about. What are some of the topics under leadership that were discussed during this time?
Well, I can only speak about my business and entrepreneurship. We were focusing on like supply management, accounting, scaling businesses in global markets. We were able to go to companies like Google, Rackspace, and seeing how these big conglomerates actually run on a day-to-day basis. I think on a macro level, this program is what they want to do is they want to robustly strengthen democratic institutions, enhance peace and security in Africa, as well as spur economic growth. So by developing this generation, they're hoping that we can contribute in some way to moving Africa forward.
I'm talking about moving Africa forward in terms of the networking. How do you take it forward now from now? You've met a number of Africans that are also in the similar trades and similar fields. How do you make sure that it just doesn't end there and you can continue to grow on the network that you've established?
Okay, some of the benefit from this program is that like they've created some regional advisory boards where young, like all this, the alumni can participate on to further advance the agenda of this program. And then you get access to mentorship, you get access to ongoing professional development, and that's how we grow it going forward.
All right. In terms of this, for those young Namibians that are also interested in perhaps becoming part of the fellowship program for next year, what is it that they need to be aware of? What's the criteria?
Well, the applications are currently going on for the 2015 Mandela Washington Fellowship. The deadline is the 5th of November. And basically, you have to be between 25 and 35. So you have to be either an emerging entrepreneur, a public activist, or a public official or an activist. You must demonstrate some form of leadership that you're doing currently or something that you're planning to pursue in the future. So, you know, they look at your communication skills, your writing skills, and then the shortlisted applicants will have a face-to-face interviews at the U.S. Embassy. Yes.
All right. So, all right. Rachel, you want to add something?
No, I just wanted to add that they do consider people that are under the age of 25 years. They must be exceptional. You must do something exceptional for you to be considered if you're under the age of 25 years.
Okay,
but they don't take anybody above 35 years.
Okay, so it's between 25 and 35.
Yeah, yes. And just to add one point is I think one tip that I could really add in terms of standing out in the applications is consistently prove how uniquely you've approached certain things. If you're going to go into the situation and say, okay, I've started a business, but I'm using this unique approach. That always stands out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so try to point out some of those things as much as you can. And
Yes.
be as detailed as possible,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And be honest.
And be
Yes.
honest.
Yes.
Oh, that's very important, Rachel.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, thank you very much for making time to come and join us, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
here.